destroyed, depressed, and confused. At this point, AKOTHEE is totally broke with no financial stability at all. So AKOTHEE decides to move to Mombasa so that she could join her brother in taxi business. But being the courageous, optimistic, and focused African woman that she is, AKOTHEE decides to ask the brother to teach her about the business. So at this point, she decides to be extremely focused so that she could learn the taxi business from scratch. She quickly learns to drive a vehicle, and slowly by slowly, the brother teaches her the wisdom and the skills of a professional taxi driver. And at this point, AKOTHEE becomes a very disciplined and consistent taxi driver, to the point where the brother decides to share his taxi with AKOTHEE as they drive in shifts around Mombasa County. One day, on a normal taxi business day, AKOTHEE gets an extraordinary client. A French diplomat hires AKOTHEE as a driver, and in the process, he is deeply impressed by her level of professionalism as a female taxi driver in Mombasa. The diplomat decides to ask AKOTHEE about her story, and in a rare twist and twist of fate, they exchange contacts because he is genuinely inspired by her story. Few days later, the diplomat contacts AKOTHEE and he asks to meet her 3 daughters, and it's at this point that he decides to invite all of them to West Africa. Being a taxi driver gave AKOTHEE a different and unique perspective about the hospitality industry. And that's why at the back of her mind, her passion for the tourism industry was evident as she shared her brilliant ideas with the diplomat, and then the diplomat decided to support her ideas in the tourism industry. Few months later, AKOTHEE moved from Kenya to West Africa, and then later they moved to Switzerland. But even though as her connection with the diplomat improved, she decided that it was time for her to return back to Kenya after a few years. Finally, AKOTHEE decided to take another risk by following her dreams inside the tourism industry. And through the diplomat, she was able to buy her first ever van for AKOTHEE Safaris. As we speak today, AKOTHEE Safaris is one of the biggest and most luxurious tours and travel company in East Africa, with her 3 daughters as the biggest shareholders of the company. In the year 2008, AKOTHEE launched her music career successfully with a collaboration with top celebrities and musicians across Africa, among them Diamond Platnumz, Flavor, and many more. Today, I take this opportunity to salute and to congratulate this extraordinary African queen. It's unimaginable and inspiring to exist in a century where most humans in similar circumstances have given up in life. But this unique queen from East Africa, Kenya, managed to turn all her previous failures to success as she built an empire, because she is currently one of the most respected brands who managed to build themselves from scratch to greatness in a male-dominated industry. And yet, she even invented AKOTHEE Safaris from the ground, and later launched her own music career in a very competitive field as a female genius here in Kenya. Thank you, AKOTHEE, for your bravery. Thank you for not giving up in life, and thank you for turning your wildest and greatest obstacles to inspiration. Today, we salute you, not just as an African queen, but as a person who is a big inspiration both to the boy child and the girl child in Africa.